Official Cowboys Nation, Jerry Jones has pulled the trigger. After weeks of frustration, after another ugly loss that left every fan in disbelief, Dallas has made its move. The Cowboys have traded for linebacker Logan Wilson, the longtime defensive captain of the Cincinnati Bengals. The man who's been the heart and voice of one of the AFC's toughest defenses is now coming to wear the star in Dallas. This move comes less than 24 hours after the 27-17 loss to the Arizona Cardinals, a defeat that had Cowboys fans screaming for answers. Jerry Jones said on Monday night that a trade was done and that it would help the team immediately. Now we know who he meant, Logan Wilson. And let me tell you something, this is not just a transaction. This is a statement. Wilson isn't just another linebacker. He's a leader, a playmaker, a tone setter. In Cincinnati, he was their defensive captain for a reason. He's racked up over 100 tackles in each of the last 4 seasons. He has 11 interceptions, 7 forced fumbles, and 3 recoveries in just over 5 years. He's smart, disciplined, and he plays with the kind of aggression and intensity this Dallas defense has been missing since the Micah Parsons trade. Let's be real, the Cowboys defense has been lost, flat out lost. They've been soft against the run, they've missed tackles, and they've shown zero communication. The front 7 look broken and the secondary looks scared. For weeks, we've watched opponents march up and down the field as if Dallas had forgotten how to play defense. That 27-17 home loss to a struggling Cardinals team wasn't just a bad night, it was rock bottom. And then came this move. Logan Wilson wanted out of Cincinnati. He requested a trade in October after being pushed aside for younger linebackers. He was frustrated, hungry, ready for a new home. And now, that home is Dallas. The timing couldn't be better. The Cowboys don't need another development project. They need an anchor. Someone who knows how to line up a defense, call the signals, and hit with purpose. Wilson brings something this defense desperately needs: accountability. When he steps on the field, there's no hiding. He doesn't play for highlight reels. He plays to win. In a locker room that's been searching for its next vocal leader, he could be the spark that reignites the fire inside that star on the helmet. Now, let's not sugarcoat it. This doesn't fix everything overnight. Even the article said it. One trade won't save this team, but it's a start. And maybe, just maybe, it's the start of a new defensive identity. Jerry Jones knows that you can't keep losing games like this and expect fans to stay patient. This move says he's listening. It says he's willing to gamble again. Think about the message this sends to that locker room. After being embarrassed on national television, your owner wakes up and trades for a defensive captain from another team. That tells your players, you better wake up. We're not waiting for miracles. We're making moves. Logan Wilson is tough, consistent, and built for the grind. He's the type of linebacker who doesn't miss games, doesn't back down, and doesn't stop chasing. He's played through injuries, he's led locker rooms, and he's proven he can handle the weight of expectation. That's exactly what this Dallas defense needs right now. The numbers don't lie. 46 tackles in 8 games this year, nearly 20 of them solo. A fumble recovery, constant presence in the middle of the field, and film that shows he can read offenses like a veteran quarterback. He's instinctive. He sees plays before they happen, and that's what makes him special. Imagine him lining up in silver and blue, barking out assignments, bringing order to a defense that's been chaotic all season. Imagine him paired with young talents like DeMarvion Overshawn and Siobhan Revel, mentoring them, teaching them what real NFL toughness looks like. That's not just a player addition, that's a culture shift. Now, some will say this is too little too late, that one trade can erase weeks of mediocrity. And they're not wrong. Dallas still has major problems to solve. But here's the thing, every rebuild starts with one decision, one moment that turns the tide. And when you look back on this season, this might be it. Because this trade isn't just about numbers, it's about pride. It's about Jerry Jones saying, I'm not watching my defense get pushed around anymore. It's about Brian Schottenheimer finally getting a player who brings energy and leadership to a unit that's looked lifeless. Wilson's arrival doesn't just patch a hole. It raises the standard. It challenges everyone else, from the defensive line to the safeties, to step up and meet his level. That's what a true captain does. Now let's talk expectations. Don't expect him to fix every coverage breakdown or suddenly turn this defense into a top 5 unit. But do expect effort, Do expect smarter communication, and do expect this team to start playing with an edge again. Because if there's one thing Logan Wilson brings, it's attitude. Cowboys Nation, this could be the move that finally wakes this team up. Logan Wilson didn't come here to coast. He came here to compete. He's got something to prove. And honestly, so does everyone else wearing that star. The season's not over. Not yet. There's still time to turn it around, to claw back, to fight. And now, at least there's someone on that defense who knows how to lead that fight. So here's the question for you. Will this trade change anything? Will Logan Wilson finally give this defense the identity it's been missing? Drop your thoughts below. I want to know what you think. Is Jerry Jones making the right moves, or is this just another headline to buy time? Either way, one thing's certain. The Dallas Cowboys just got tougher, smarter, and a little bit angrier. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly what this team needed. If you believe this is the beginning of something new, hit that like button, subscribe to Dallas Game Day, and stay locked in. Because if this trade is the spark we've been waiting for, the rest of the NFL better be ready.